Okay, so since you are listening to this episode, I'm just gonna assume that you already have a business, or at least you're in the process of starting a business in some way, shape, or form. So in this episode, I'm going to be discussing the different types of software that you'll want to use in your business from an online world perspective in order to succeed. So whether that's online tools or softwares you need to run a business 100% online like I do, or if it's the softwares you need to increase your productivity and scale your offline business. Now, you might be thinking, I don't have a software company, so why do I actually need this? And completely honest with you, that's a great question. The truth is, no matter what kind of business you have, you are going to need certain types of software in order to make it work properly, effectively for you. So sit back, relax, and let me walk you through everything that you need to know. I'm going to walk you through 6 specific softwares that I use. The first app or software you need is a funnel builder. So if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you will know exactly what a funnel builder is. However, if you don't know what a funnel builder is, here's the long and short of it. A funnel is like a mock website that walks your customers, your clients, your prospects, step by step through the journey that you want them to take within your business. So essentially, it's how you make sure that you walk your prospect from being a lead all the way to being a buyer. There's a lot of different ways that we can use funnels, but really the most common way is using it to grow your email list and then turning those new emails into online program sales or booked appointments. With growing your email list, you'll always want to start off with a freebie or something called a lead magnet. Essentially, what really happens here is the person lands on your funnel where they are asked to enter in their contact information in order to get access to that freebie or that download, whatever it is. As soon as they enter their information, we then walk them through step by step through the next phases through the customer journey. So that could be walking them through to a sales page of your online course, let's say, or to a webinar that you have, or even asking them to book an appointment with you to help them solve XYZ. The goal here with a funnel is to give one step at a time, and that's what makes a funnel different than a website. Websites, they are super distracting, where people can click to the service page, the About Us page, the blog page, the home, the contact page. There is a lot of different buttons to press on a website. Whereas a funnel, again, is one step at a time to ensure they take that specific action that we want them to take. That's mainly how a lead funnel works. Some funnels can be a lot more complicated than this, but that just gives you a general idea. A funnel builder essentially helps you create all the necessary elements for your funnel. Yes, this includes the landing page, connecting it to an email automation sequence, connecting it to webinars, connecting it to sales processes. There are a lot of great funnel builders out there. However, honestly, a lot of them are pretty basic. I find the funnel builders that come with email marketing softwares, they're not as good because it's not their main focus. So for example, ActiveCampaign is the program that I use for all of my email marketing. I've never once used their funnel builder, and I probably will never, unless they actually step up their game. There's also programs where I host all of my online courses like Kajabi, or another one is Kartra. These ones, they're decent, but they don't allow you to customize things as much as I personally like to do. But they are a great spot to start. So for me, what I've been using now for 7 years is a program called ClickFunnels. So they are pretty much the gurus around building funnels. So what I'll do actually for you is I'll link a 14-day trial for you below in the show notes. But for me, this is probably my favorite program for funnel builders. The second software that really goes hand in hand with funnels is an email autoresponder. So you definitely can use email autoresponders on their own. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people start out with just email autoresponders before they jump into funnels. But an email autoresponder, essentially what that is, it's a system that will allow you to send out personalized emails to your entire email list based on a specific action that they've taken. So for example, going back to lead magnets or that freebie that you give away in your funnel. As soon as someone enters their contact information, an email will automatically send to that person and deliver that freebie or that download. Or another way that I use email autoresponders is every single week when a new episode is live on YouTube or on the More Than Social podcast, I send an email to my entire list letting them know, hey, this is what I'm talking about this week. Other ways you can use it is for onboarding a new client or if you're ever following up with a prospect. So essentially, any email that you send over and over again, that is the same email that you're sending to your clients, your customers, your prospect, just on repeat. We can upload that into an email autoresponder and automate it. Another awesome thing about email autoresponders is the tracking. Honestly, I am a huge nerd when it comes to tracking and knowing stats. That's what I love about digital marketing in general. Whatever you do in the online world, you know what is happening on the other side. So if you send an email to a prospect, you will know if they opened the email. You'll know if they clicked a specific link. You can track if they go to your website from your email, if they purchase something, and everything you can honestly think of, you can start tracking. So knowing all of these metrics will allow you to make even better decisions for your business as you know what strategies are working and which ones aren't working for you. Honestly, the stats in the online world is mind-blowing. Now, there are a lot of programs out there. So my favorite for email autoresponders is ActiveCampaign, and I will link a free trial for that one below in the show notes as well. But honestly, there are a lot of great ones out there. So a few of them, GetResponse, Aweber, Constant Contact, even MailChimp is starting to pick up their game. Oh, and another thing with email autoresponders, the whole join my newsletter lingo that used to work to grow your email list doesn't work anymore. Stop doing it. People don't like the typical newsletters where you're sending out monthly information, stats, boring stuff, a summary of what's going on. People want relationships. They want to be noticed. They want to be seen as that person. So instead of sending a newsletter, give people value with a freebie, and then they will join your email list that way. Now, the third one is for those businesses who require meetings. So one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone says, hey, are you available Tuesday at 2? No, I'm not. What about Thursday at 1? You know what? I'm not. What about next week? Let me just pull up my calendar. All this back and forward is the most waste of time I've ever seen. Instead, send a link to that person and ask them to book a time that works best for them based on your availability. That's where booking calendars come into play and make a huge difference in your business. Essentially what that is, it's an online calendar where you upload your availability and then you can send a link and people can see what days and times you are free for a meeting. I love them, and honestly, I can go on and on and on about booking calendars. So I use them for prospect meetings, for coaching calls, even with my clients. I have different calendars for them, and it saves so much time. So if you are someone who doesn't use booking calendars yet, I suggest checking out the program called Calendly or another booking software to really just simplify that side of your life. So I will link Calendly below for you too. That way you can check that one out. Another awesome aspect for those of you who charge for your meetings, let's say for coaching sessions, you can actually collect the payment as they're booking their appointment. So with Calendly specifically, you can connect Stripe or PayPal, which is a payment processor that will automatically collect their payment in order to reserve their spot. That way you don't have to send invoices to your coaching clients or at the end of the session, ask for payment. It's pretty handy, honestly, if you ask me. And a lot of people don't use that aspect, so I suggest getting into it, but you just have to be upfront. Tell them that's what's going to happen. Now, the fourth one I feel is very important for us entrepreneurs who don't necessarily have the time to live on social media. This one is a social media content scheduler. That way you can have all of your social media content going live for you without even having to be on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever platform you're using. I understand that we either don't have all the time in the world to live on the platforms, or honestly, we just don't want to be on the platforms. I personally pre-write all of my content and schedule it out on a program called Later. That way, if I'm ever not in service, or if I'm in a meeting, or if I'm sleeping in, or whatever I want to do, my content will go live for me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Now, we all know how important it is to be active on the front end of social media. We know that consistency is key. But let's not kid ourselves. We also have other things to do in our business and our lives. So as long as you have a game plan together for your content, you can actually line up your social posts to go live for you. It is a game changer from a whole consistency side of things on social media. Plus, honestly, It's pretty affordable. So I will make sure to link later right down below for you too. And honestly, there's a few of them out there that's available for you. Just do a little bit of research. And if you need help specifically with this one, I want you to check out my social media automation bootcamp program. So this program, it teaches you how to leverage social media to its fullest, plus automate it with a social media scheduler. So check out the social media automation bootcamp. It's a 30-day program. I will link that down below for you as well. Now, another software that is key for your business, it doesn't matter if you do bathroom renovations, if you do project management, if you do services, or whatever. As long as you have a team and a bunch of clients or projects that you're working on, one of the biggest things that you need is a project management system like Basecamp, Asana, Monday. When I implemented using Basecamp with my team, honestly, it was business changing, and I wish I did this from the start. With systems like this, you can have specific checklists, chats, documents and files, set deadlines, keep track with your team, have reports, and honestly, just manage a project from start to finish very, very, very easily. No joke. So I used to have a book where I just wrote down every single thing that I need to do for every single client and project that I was working for. But then I would get super overwhelmed and I would actually never set certain due dates for myself. So when I started using and managing a program and a team and having more clients, being more organized was super important for me. Long story short, these programs will help you stay on track, stay organized, and boost your productivity within your company and keep your team on track as well, which is another awesome aspect. And the last one I want to talk about is proposals. So if you're a company who sends proposals out to your prospects, there is an easier way for you to do it than manually sending a PDF to all of your prospects. So most of the time, proposals have a similar, if not the exact same information with some customization for that project specifically. So a couple years ago, I started using a proposal building program where I have a template that I use for each project. But also what it does for me is it actually emails the proposal to the prospects, it follows up with them, and allows them to sign their agreement and even check off which payment option they want. Even better, I get notified when they're looking at the proposal. I can also see how long they looked at each individual page, how long they looked at the proposal in general, and they can even ask questions directly on that document. Honestly, it is incredible. It simplified the build out of proposals. They used to honestly take me forever. Now it takes me such little time. I customize it and really I press go. So I do recommend that one for you, especially if you are sending out proposals. So if I could list all 6 of these in priority for you, assuming you're someone who needs all of them, I would say an email autoresponder, a project management system, and a booking calendar are the first 3 I would start with. Once you're ready to level up and really generate leads and build your email list, that's when we would want to add in ClickFunnels or a funnel builder for you. And then the last 2 would be the social media scheduler to get you offline, and then the proposal builder. But really, at the end of the day, the most important aspect is looking inward to your business. Find where you have those gaps. Where are you needing that extra help? Where are you wasting time? Where are you slacking even? There's softwares out there to help you, and these 6 are not the only one. And obviously, if you do have any questions, I'm always here to help you with any of these softwares or other ones. Just throw them at me. But regardless, I hope today taught you something a little bit differently. Again, below in the show notes, I've left all the recommendations of the programs for you, especially the ones that I use personally. As well, I've linked my social media automation bootcamp program, just in case you want to learn how to really leverage social media, but also automate it and schedule it. But thank you so much for being here with me today. Honestly, I appreciate it more than you actually know. Truly, this is super fun for me, and I'm really enjoying connecting with you, reading the messages I'm starting to get on social media from all of you. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if there's anything that you ever need, you can find me on social media at Lisa Ann Coaching, really across all social media platforms. I'm always here to help, but regardless, I hope you have the best day ever. I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.